What's going on, people? It's the 20th of June, and we'll say hello right quick. Time is interesting. You know, I had a bit of a unfortunate accident since I've talked to you. Discovered that my air conditioner was leaking, and it caused some unfortunate damage to some records. And this is one that really got damaged badly. Look at that water damage, damn it. I love Stereolab. Just really kind of sucked, you know what I'm saying? But I have to keep it perspective because I was looking at some of my old videos and someone had watched the video where I had a friend bring by his Misfits collection. As you know, Misfits original pressings are pretty collectible, and someone had posted that they lost theirs to Hurricane Katrina, so I guess I really can't complain. Since I had to pull the records to try to minimize the water damage, I have a lot of records sitting out, and I've been kind of just playing different things that I haven't probably wouldn't have played otherwise. Recently, Anita from Poland sent me that album by Tadeusz, I forget his last, Sudnik. Tomasz Stanko also plays on it, so I pulled this, Balladina. I hadn't played this in a while. This is one of those ECM albums where I think people started to say, well, they all sound the same. This one has a bit of a dour kind of feeling to it. It's like dour and sour. Like something's wrong, you know. It's the playing is good, but it sounds like something is troubling Mr. Stanko. Interesting listen. I'll just show you some of the stuff that I've been playing. Here's an old kitschy synthesizer album featuring Robert Mason, Star Drive, made back in the 70s. And this really is, you know, like listening to a cartoon. It's like it was someone's idea of making a hip synthesizer record for kids. It's so over the top. It's actually kind of good. I'm just going to go random here. Scott Walker, I pulled this. I love Scott Walker. I love his voice and the way that he arranged his solo albums, Scott 1 through 4. Those are just excellent. And Montague Terrace, the second song from this album, play it and see what I'm talking about. Scott Walker, brilliance, brilliance. Another one that I had to pull from not getting water damaged, and man, I love this album. It's a lot like the Beatles. Stackridge, Pinafore Days. A couple of the guys went on to have a big hit as Corgus with Change Your Heart. This is really, really Beatles-like. Very, very tuneful. And, I mean, every song is like a mini symphony. This is really good. Stackridge. Now, I was getting ready for my my Adult Swim updates, and one of the ones that I showed that you'll see if you watch me on Old Music Fridays is, hadn't played this in a while, Funkadelic's Maggot Brain. You know, this album is kind of I don't know, I think maybe it's kind of revolutionary, really. Listen to this album and reflect on what's happening in music today and how this album really predicted stuff like Childish Gambino. This album is amazing. Maggot Brain. And that cover, you know, when I first saw it as a kid, it did freak me out, and they wanted it to freak you out. And the little white things that could be seen either as maggots or something else. You know what I'm saying? Do you guys know the free jazz drummer John Stevens? He's been gone for a while, English drummer. Here's an album called Free Bop. One of the few John Stevens albums I have. I wish I had more. I ended up playing this like 3 times, like over, because it's just wow. John Stevens on drums, Jeff Klein on bass, Paul Rutherford on trombone, Gordon Beck on piano. This smokes. Good heavens. I like jazz. I like pre-jazz, and I respond to music honestly. You know, I do. It's not about who's playing, it's about what they're doing. And this really blew me away. I didn't remember it being so good. John Stevens, Free Bop. Wow. Discovering stuff in my own collection. People have asked me about some bands in comments recently. Someone asked me about a band from the 90s, 2 bands, and I had not heard of them. I checked them out, and I could see where the person would think I'd be interested, but I missed them. You know, there's a lot of music I haven't heard. Someone else asked me about Steve Hackett, Voyage of the Acolyte. I love it, but I haven't played Steve Hackett in a while. He's someone I have to be in the mood. But Voyage of the Acolyte is excellent album. Another record that I got recently doing trading for half price was this Funk Storing album. Something like, it's got an interesting title. Oh yeah, Appetite for Destruction. And 2 12-inch 45s, glitchy, big beaty, big beats. You know, it doesn't sound really that dated. I think this stuff still sounds pretty good. Funk Storing. I like electronics. Folks, just thanks for being with me, and thanks for being patient with me. I gotta just keep it very real. It was a month ago that I brought up that if folks would be willing to help me stay online by making a contribution on a monthly basis, it's that time. I made that video, I think, about the 22nd of May, and it's the 20th of June. If you would like to help me keep my accounts going by a contribution on a monthly basis of $1 or $5 or whatever, send it to me via PayPal. I'm going to do it like this if it works, and keep it informal. This really is the same as Patreon. I'm just cutting out the middleman. I'm going direct to you, okay? Patreon, it's like for some reason people think it's more legit when you have to go through a middleman, and it's not. I'm going direct. It's the same thing as if I were in Patreon. I'm just saying, hey, you like what I do? You want to keep me online? You know, would you send me a monthly contribution to help me maintain this presence here? I'll leave the link to my PayPal. It's all greatly appreciated. Right now, the United States is losing its mind over the separation of families, and it's all so insane. Just, you know, what's happening politically is so insane right now. It's so unwell. It's just really, really stuns me how supposedly decent adults are continuing to try to make excuses for how bad everything is right now. Making excuses for all this destructive action going on. And for what purpose? What is the purpose behind it? Is it someone making money? Someone getting more power? Because they're certainly not fixing anything or making the world a better place for the average human being. I sure don't see any evidence of it.